Pa pa pam pa pa pom pa pa pom. Pa pa pom 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 pom. Pom 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 pom. Tun tun tun. Pom pom pom. I'm preparing, boys, huh? I'm preparing few things. Pom pom. Pom 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 pom. Okay. Okay. A lot of stuff to click. A lot of clicks. Okay. We are ready. We are ready. We are not. I forgot a piece. I forgot a webcam. How could I forget that? How? I mean, there is my face, but it's stuck. It's completely stuck. I mean, it will come up. It will come up, 1 second. It will, and it is. Ah. That face. Okay. Now we are ready. Okay, I want to continue working on the stone labyrinths. I think making them better. I mean, yes, we released them, you know, in 0.36, but I think there is, you know, more to do to make it usable and playable. And also, I have a very nice new thing they were just created, and I would like to animate, if possible. So we have Exiosia Stone Tablet, which is not a graphical tablet, but it's like an icon, if you want to call it. Kind of an icon. Kind of an icon. And this icon is looking very, very nice. It may not look like at the moment, but actually it does. It really looks very nice. And I think what I want to do, I probably want to move everything there. most likely. Why I don't have it open anywhere? Interesting. Okay. I put it under signs now, and it's not really a sign, but whatever. We have two versions, one with the moss and one without moss. And yeah, one without moss and one with moss. But you want to see the result? If you want to see the result, I can show you. But basically the idea would be, if we can, to actually animate it. Now, I don't know if I need... I would like to animate the mouth. That was my idea. To animate the mouth. I don't know if I can animate more than the mouth. But I think the mouth would be the idea. Do I remember how to animate in Blender? Poof! I did it super long time ago, but basically you need to create, you need to add an armature to this guy, no? A skin. I think it's the skin modifier, right? It was the skin modifier, no? Uh-oh. And then you do create armature, right? And then you go and then you go edit mode, or I don't remember if you go edit mode or you go... There is something happening in my PC, by the way. My PC is going crazy, I don't know what is going on. Probably this is not what I wanted to do. I think he created a skin considering this, each of them a bone, but it's not really what it's not really what I wanted to do. I don't remember. So it's not a modifier. Yeah, but it wasn't a modifier on the skin. And then you create bones and you go on add armature. Okay, add armature. So here we have the armature. And then you go edit mode and you add new bones, right? Exactly. Exactly. So in our case, right, we don't need well, we need a root bone anyway. So I would say, I think that we need anyway to have a bone. No. Bro, no. You didn't get what I wanted. Okay. I wanted this. Yes, exactly. I wanted this. And then I wanted I don't know if I really wanted that far away. Probably the answer is no, because if I do it that far away, can I move the root bone anyway I want or not? Because like I would like this root bone to start from here. I mean, I would like to have this bone stand still, and and maybe I have two other bones like this, right? Now do we only need that, or we need to have some on the side? I think it may be fine. So then I add a modifier to this guy, which is actually skin, right? I don't understand what is going on when I do this. Why is creating this infinite? What is going on? Why I cannot just associate the armature to this guy? Wasn't this way? I think it was this way. I forgot. It was not skin. It was what? It was armature. Ah, it was armature. It was not skin. Okay, GG. Okay, and then I select this and this, and I do weight paint, right? Weight paint. So now if I select this, and I say that everything is okay. So if I say that everything is red, %, I need to remember how to do this thing, boys, huh? Need to remember 1 second, but I think I will remember very soon. Right. So it is basically all weighted on the so it is all weighted on the root bone, right? But now I select this. Wait. Don't remember. Why is saying bone 001 only? In object mode, select the mesh, then shift select the armature, press Ctrl yes, and select automatic weights. Ctrl P. I have this. I have with automatic weights. But what happened now? What happened? Vertex paint. Why I don't see any more? Oh my god! Come on. GG. Why the armature is the father? Should have been the opposite. And also it deformed my shape. No, that seems to be a bad idea. I don't know what it did, but it did it wrong. Maybe I had the father and the child the opposite way. Maybe I had the father and the child. What is it doing? Is vertex painting? I don't need to vertex paint. I need to weight paint. I selected vertex paint, sorry. Why I cannot anymore? Armature, object armature. I select both and I go vertex paint. No, and I go weight paint. This vertex paint should be removed. No, I mean, I should not click it. Now I should be able to select exactly one bone, but I don't understand why I have only one. Why I have only bone 001 if I have 3 bones here? Why? Ah, okay, now we added it. Okay, fine. He adds it when I'm fine. He adds it when I paint. Okay, fine. I'm fine with that. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. So now I'm in weight 1, which maybe is a bit too much actually. So weight 1 probably is not the greatest idea. Right? There was a way to remove. There was a way to remove paint. No? I want obviously the bottom part to be 0. Right? The bottom part should not be weighted at all. And on the side I'm fine with 50. So here I think I'm fine with 50%. Is there because there is also an inside. I see. Maybe we should just merge it. Maybe we should just merge this part. I think all this should be 0, by the way. I think this part should not move. All this should not move. Only the outside should move. It looks like the weather forecast, yes. From the beginning, Agile mode, select the mesh and shift select the armature, and then Control P select nomadic weight, select armature and press Control Tab to go to emission mode. Okay. Yeah, I think I just associated it manually instead of associating it with the right, but it's fine. So if I select the other bone now and I say weight, I don't know, 0.6, right? And then I go like weight 1. And then I go weight, I don't know, 0.8, 0.7. And then I go, we weight 0.5. I think we are good here 0.5, so this part will move slightly. And then we can go lower than that, like 0.3 or 0.2 for this additional. Right? So this will be lower lip, this will be upper lip, and this will be root bone. So the root bone we will never move. Is it using normalized weight? Because it doesn't look like this one is 1, which is impossible, and this one is 0.8 or something. Weight normalize. Okay, GG. Just destroyed what I did. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. No, I mean with normalize, I mean that it should not go above 1, right? It should not go above 1. So when I reduce, when I add this, I was expecting the bone 0, which is the root bone, to lose some weight, right? No? I mean, he always did it. I don't know why he's not doing it now. Maybe because there is a setting to tell him to normalize weight. Because if I select everything normalize, it's just destroying my thing. Hello, Gonger. How is this jumping thing working? You just use exclamation mark jump. Yes, exactly. But Hula is the real expert, so he can tell you. Okay, so now let's say that I did something like this, right? Now I want to rotate. Now I want to go in pose mode. What? Now I want to say pose Apply pose as rest pose. Yes, this is anyway a good idea. So he's seeing this pose as the basic one, right? But then I'm a bit lost. I'm a bit lost. If I move this, why my thing is not moving? Because it's not pose mode? I think it was pose mode now. You have to parent the mesh to the rig. I have it here under armature, I think. Under armature, I have my armature selected. So you mean if it's not parented, it's not gonna do, huh? Okay, let me read what you said. So in object mode, select the mesh, then shift select the arm. Okay, this is usually what I do, yes. And then control P to parent. But okay. But the armature is the father. Okay, I don't remember. I can go and open our other files. So the armature is the father. Okay. Okay. Okay, now it moves. Okay, so probably the weight are wrong because I had to parent it first. That's very possible. That is very possible. That I don't know why though. I have to start from the armature and then do vector to do weight paint. Huh? Yes, I think he kind of fucked up everything. Okay, nice. Fine. He fucked up everything, but it's okay. Because we can paint it again. I mean, basically my request was that it would do everything except the middle, but it's okay. Can redo it. Probably because it was not parented yet, and so I don't think the eyes should move or anything else should move, but I think something around the, I mean, something like this maybe can move. I don't think the eyes should really move much. I mean, if they move, they should really move little, right? So, I mean, this part can go up, but it can go up like 0.1, I don't know. I mean the opposite, 0.9, right? So if you want to have this part move a bit, you can, but it's really, really little. Okay. Yeah, the only thing that is a bit weird is I can act only on the... I can act only on this. Why still moving the thing if I said that... If I said that this is 1 on this? I think there is still the non-normalized weight. I think there is still the non-normalized weight, boys. Because I don't believe that is doing what it's doing. Bro! Yeah. It's still it's not normalized. It's not normalized weights. How can I normalize the weights? Like the total should be 1. Bone root, upper lip, lower lip. What is this other bone? Bone 1, bone 2, bone 3. What the fuck? I think he added the bones again. I think he added the bones again. I don't know, for whatever reason. Okay, now I removed it. I think those were the one weighted then, probably. Because if I move this, it does nothing. So I think I deleted the wrong ones, maybe. So let me remove this ones instead. I mean, we cannot have 20 bones, right? There are 3 bones, so the total should be 3, not 6 or 22. Okay. So it's basically doing the same, but it's not normalizing it. It's not normalizing the weight. Is what it's not doing. Blender, vertex, paint. No. Why I'm thinking vertex paint? I don't know. Weight paint, normalize vertexes to 1. I mean, everything should be 1, right? Auto normalize. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I want to auto normalize. Auto normalize. Where is auto normalize? Auto normalize. The weight paint option. Weight paint option. Where is auto normalize? Weight radius strength, stroke. Bro, they have the freaking manual and they don't have the screenshot of the thing that they are explaining. Okay. Under option, probably under tools. Under tools, options, auto normalize. There it is. Okay. I don't know why it's not flagged by default, by the way. It's completely stupid. Completely stupid. But anyway, I think that the thing that Blender fails for me are default options, right? Like by default, you don't have rotate around selection when you install Blender. So it's basically impossible to rotate around the object in an easy way, right? There are a lot of default settings that are weird. Very weird. Or anyway, not handy, let's say. So now in theory is normalized, or only my brush is normalized. So I have to paint again to actually normalize it. Because if I do weights normalize all, maybe weights normalize all cannot did it. Yes, weight normalize all I think did it. Okay, so if I move, okay, now if I move this guy, right? If I go here and I move this guy, I want to see only that oh, finally. Okay, good. And if I move this, everything moves. We did it, boys. We did it. Hello. Look, pay attention as my parents to the mesh. Okay. The name of the bones must be the same name as the vertex group. The name of the bones might be the same name as the vertex group. Holy shit, that's so bad. So this means that I have to name them before doing everything, right? So if I change now bones 003, so this one for me is upper lip. So if I do upper lip, then hello, by the way, Redbird who, hi. Welcome. If I do this, now my vertex group is GG, and so it doesn't animate anymore? No, it does. It does, it does, it does. Lower lip. Bone root. Okay, 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 okay. Okay. Now, do we want to have an animation that is like moving the mouth a bit? I mean, how do we want this animation to actually work? Rah, 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 rah. He. And because you are there, and then you see, and then you see. Okay. But anyway, overall seems to be kind of working. I think that the influence here on the eyes is still a bit stupid, like we should probably not have it. Right? I think I kind of tried, but it's a bad idea. I think it's a bad idea. I think this is a bad idea. I mean, he can move a bit, but just around the mouth, should not really move. And I think mainly the upper lip, you know, is moving nothing because there is the nose. So it's not that you are moving the nose much. So I think that the upper lip is pretty much staying. Is pretty much staying in place. I mean, this area, is pretty much staying in place. I don't know, 0.04 maybe, but. May. And I don't know why the lower lip is taking all of this. I have no idea, but probably when I did the normalize, he fucked up things a bit. I think it was the normalization that just went kind of GG. But yeah, the upper lip should. Well, in theory, if you move down, it can move down. No, but I think no, right? I think we should never move the upper lip based on the lower lip. Ouch. I think we should never do it, huh? You can have brush symmetry. Subtract option on brush. Yeah, I can have the symmetry in the middle. Huh? Seems to be a great idea. Seems to be a great idea. X symmetry seems to be already clicked. No, it's not. Let me see if it works. No. Topology. With topology something, it does. Ah! I pressed Alt and it was a very bad idea. He did a loop or something. Okay, so basically... Okay. Okay. Arrah. You came to this world because I decided to. And you will go away when I decide as well. You can open the mount and then paint. Yeah, that sounds also a good idea. And oh my god, this one is still a bit funky, yeah? I think because the upper lip actually moves much less. If you think to a mouth, you are moving pretty much the lower one, not the upper one. right? But anyway, we will move it little. I think we will have to move little the upper one. I think the upper one is still so I don't know why, you know, no matter what I do, it's still kind of annoying. But I think it should be pretty much, you know. And even here, I think should be probably a lower influence. I don't know. But I feel that the upper lip should move very, very much less. Just because it's close to the nose, and so it's not... Uh-oh, I did something bad. Yeah. Yeah, I think we will move it maximum like this. Very, very, very little. I think like this is okay, no? And here we will move it. Pepperoni! Pepperoni! Perfect. You want to have anything else move? I mean, like the eyes, but no, the eyes. I mean, we cannot really move the eyes. Okay, so now the question is, should we animate these bones in Blender or should I animate them in Unreal with a random movement up and down on the x-axis? Because if I animate it in Blender, I do one animation and that animation is gonna stay forever, right? While if I do it in Unreal, I can move it programmatically how much I want, like fuzzy randoming something. I don't remember exactly how to do it, but it's definitely possible. Maybe we can do this. We can create anyway one animation just to see if in Unreal looks okay or not. And then, if I remember how to do it, if I remember how to do it, I did it, by the way, I did it a million times, but I did it in the past. Okay, so I select all the bones, and then there was what? Alt K? No, there was, I did it a million times, but it was a long time ago. And then I was like adding a new keyframe, right? Everywhere. What is the add keyframe key? Alt I or something? Delete key. Yeah, Alt I, Control I. No. Similar though, eh? Any one of you knows? Need a fire eyes effect. If it's matched audio, then NLA would be the best. If it's just for show behind text, the random would be fine. Yeah, I think we'd be fine. Ah, it was only I. Ah, nice. I don't know why I was pressing Alt. Okay, so we do location, rotation, and scale. Eh? Okay, so this is my keyframe, and then we go 40. No, 40 is too much. Then we go 10, and we move this guy on the X. Oh. Oh. Okay. And then we go 20 and we just copy back this one. So it goes, oh. And then we go upper lip and upper lip. Wait. No, relax. Relax. Then we go upper lip and we go just a bit, just a bit. Just a very, 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 very little, like this, right? And then 20, we copy the same. right? And then what do? We repeat few times, maybe with different amplitude or what? I copy the same over and over. Okay, I think we can just shrink it a bit so that it's a bit faster, you know, whatever. And then we copy it again. And I don't know why my animation stopped at 40, but it's okay. So if I play it, I change the space key to be something else. So at the moment I cannot play with space, but there should be a play button somewhere here. Yobbity yobbity doo. Yobbity yobbity doo. Usually closes faster than opens. Yeah, I don't know why the end is... Okay, 50. Pepperoni. Yeah, pepperoni is saying it very well. Okay, now that we have this... I have to re-import it in. By the way, in Unreal looks really nice because there is the normal map. Look at this thing. There is the normal map, and plus we added the artist also added the moss. So I think it looks very nice. Do you like it? It's insane, huh? Insane. Okay, so now the problem is that we need to export this thing again, but this time is a skeleton mesh, skeletal mesh. So I think that when I export it, it will not work as before. It will not work as before. And also to export it, I think I need to select the armature. If I don't, it will not go out as right. And there was also another problem, that the armature cannot be called armature, if I remember right, because otherwise it was going crazy. Character rigging, importing a character from Blender. Select one mesh at a time, example the torso and the armature, XPS select only. Geometry mesh. Select file naming convention. I don't know, I remember it was this problem of the armature name armature, but maybe it's not there anymore. There was a period when it was going completely crazy. If you don't call the armature, it will add a root bone. Ah, no, it needs to be called armature. It needs to be called armature, because if it's not called armature, it doesn't work. Okay, so that was the point. I was not remembering it right. Okay. So we exported FBX, tablet, selected object, geometry, we don't really care, but anyway, armature. Okay, in the export of the armature, I don't remember. I have to select only the form bones and remove add leaves, right? And remove add leaf. And remove add leaf. Exporting FBX using selected only the form bones and disabling add leaf bones. Okay. Exactly. So I remember right. Incredible, huh? That's incredible! Okay, so now we go here and we do what? Because if I do re-import, I think will not work because it needs to create a skeletal mesh. You know what? I think I will just delete it all. And I will import it from scratch because it is a completely, for Unreal Engine, is a completely different object now. Is a completely different object. We need to select skeletal mesh. We need to say no skeleton, because the skeleton is inside the thingy. And then I just wanted to say to import the materials. Okay, import textures. Now, in terms of collision mesh and LOD, we don't really care actually. We don't really care. We can make an LOD in the future, but it's okay. I think it's okay like this. Could not find the bind pose. We will use ×0 as the bind pose. Okay, use ×0. I guess. Imported the wrong textures, by the way. But it's fine. And it did not create a material. So there is the skeleton mesh. I mean the skeletal mesh. And yup. And I think he sees the bones. You should see the bones, whatever. Then he should have imported the animation or not yet. No, this is the skeleton. This is the skeletal mesh. This is the skeletal mesh. So this is the skeletal mesh. Yes, exactly. And here we can have our material. Okay, okay. And then we have unfortunately the wrong texture, but I think we can because it's the texture without the moss, but we want it with the moss. We want it with the moss, so we need to create a new material. Now the material, if I do it this way, but I think it's okay. If I do it this way, so we add the normal map, we connect it here, and then we go to this guy and we add the Xiosia material, whatever. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. What? Ah, okay. Yeah, it was just not saved. It was just not saved for whatever reason. It was just not saved. Now the point is that we need to import the animation, but the animation is actually in the same file. So why didn't import the animation? Why didn't import the animation? Because probably I didn't select animations. I didn't select animations. Skeletal mesh. Skeletal mesh. I didn't select import animations. GG. I did not select import animations. Okay, fine. But I should be able to... Hello, Loki2. Hey, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. I mean, we can redo it, but it's a bit of a pity because I wanted to. But because the problem is that if I... Let me think about it, huh? If I say skeleton and I say import, because there are the import settings, huh? There are the import settings. If I go on the import settings and I say, here it is, import settings, and I say import animations. No, it's not possible. You do it only when you import the thing. Okay, let's do a trick, a small trick, which I think would be perfectly fine, by the way. So we rename our FBX to animation 1 or whatever, anim 1. And we say, hey, there is an animation file, right? It doesn't know, right? So I do import. What? I didn't. Wait, I'm doing a mess. I'm exporting into different directories. Wait a second. Yeah, I am. Shit. Okay. It was a bad idea. Okay. Let me redo it once. No, because we have two directories. We have the working directory, which is this one, which is where I usually put the files before I decided they go into the game. And then we have the other directory, which is psdistro, ueart, and such, right? And this is the place where there is only the stuff that goes into the release, and is where we also put it under source control, right? And so this is where I did the switch, right? And so I can say this is my animation. So I can say skeletal mesh, okay, don't import this, but import the animations. Can I say import animations only on an existing skeleton? I should be able to, right? Do I have to say import mesh? Without mesh, I don't have animation. Without mesh, I don't have animation. I see. Okay, well, I only want the animation, man. I don't want anything else. Okay. I understand that he's confused. And it's not his fault, I guess. There was this animation 1, though. Why cannot delete it? Uh-oh, something happened. I think we have a problem, boys. Oh no, okay, we don't have a problem. Okay, this one we can save anyway. The materials are okay. The problem is not the materials. The problem is the object. So let me get it from the right place. The last export is this, right? Okay. So we want static mesh, import mesh, skeletal mesh, animations, and textures. If possible, we can get the same ones. If not, we will. Okay, now we have our animation. Okay. This is better now. I don't need this and this, because these are the ones without, right? So I want my skeletal mesh to have no, I want the skeletal mesh, bro. This one, the skeletal mesh, to use my Xiosia texture. Okay. And then I want the skeleton to be saved, yes. And then I want my animation. Why rotated? Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Ah, it speaks, huh? I don't understand why the base pose was not used, and so my bone is actually rotated, and it rotated the whole tablet. Even if that was not needed, really. I don't understand why he decided to rotate my tablet. I mean, to me it's not a big issue because I can just rotate the tablet in the game, you know. But still, it sounds a bit silly, right? That I mean, I think it's been rotated because I have this rotation, right? I have this rotation that I needed to connect the thing. I don't understand when he says that the base pose, when I import it, is saying that the base pose is not set, even if I explicitly set the reference pose, right? But I remember that under pose you can create. I think what I did. Probably the armature has a rotation. Control A to apply the rotation. Yeah, he has a rotation for sure. But yeah, I can apply here, but my fear is that if I apply, things are going south. Huh? I can try. I can try. I can try to apply. So let me delete this guy so that we import it clean, because Unreal doesn't really like re-importing things. It looks like it does, but sometimes when you re-import on top of an existing, it's really doing a mess. The best example is textures. If you add more textures than the one that you add, or reduce the textures, is usually going crazy. Ah! That did it, developer, thank you. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, our thing is speaking, huh? Our thing is speaking, boys. Believe it or not. Believe it or not, it is speaking. So look at this. Rabada, 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 ra. Okay, so now what is the point? Now I need to see if I can do that programmatically, which would be very nice. Because if I can just randomize it a bit, I think it would look much better, right? Yeah, it's importing this because it's in the blend file, but we don't need it. Okay, so what do we do now? So I have my animation, but I don't really need the animation. I need an animation blueprint, because I think I can manipulate the bones, right, only inside an animation blueprint or programmatically. We also have a physics asset, but we don't need a physics asset, so I will actually remove it. My skeletal mesh should not use any physics asset, so we will reset it. We don't want physics on this, and I will delete it. So if I want to create an animation blueprint, right, for this thing, and we say that we want to manipulate the bones, right? We want to manipulate the bones. I don't remember how to do it, but I remember that there is a way to get a specific bone by channel. I think I need to look into our character. Wait. If I look into our character, we have an example that is doing pretty much that. If I go under characters, PS template, good skeleton, animation blueprint, right? If I search here, if I search here like feet, or leg, no, it's not here. I mean, it's here, but it's not here. Wait. Let me give a name. I need a name of a bone. I need the name of a bone. So name of a bone is I think we are doing the change on foot underscore R, for example, right? So if I do foot underscore R, exactly, modify bone. So this thing is capable of modifying a bone based on a certain translation. So it's called transform bone. So if you go into our thing and we say transform bone, okay, transform bone. Now, how does it know which bone to modify? Exactly. Lower lip. Perfect. On initial update to become irrelevant on update. Okay. So in here I want, what do I want? I want a translation, I want a rotation on the X only, right? I want only a rotation on the X. And this one I want to randomize, right? And I want to random, now if we randomize, obviously you will have no, I mean, it will move super quick, right? Because if I randomize like this, it will look super stupid. It will look super stupid. But just to understand if we can do it, right? And I'm sure we can do it. But if I randomize like this, it will move like tuck, 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 like super quick, right? Because this is at every frame. It is at every frame, and it's not a great idea. But anyway, so if I multiply by how many degrees? Let's say 10, between 0 and 10 degrees, or 15, 0 and 15 degrees on the X. I think I will have to do minus though, minus 15, but anyway. So, warning. Okay. And I need to get my pose as the base, right? So the pose, I think I just want the base pose. I don't know if I can get the input pose as the base pose. But it looks it's not doing it. I think I should Google it, but basically, because I don't know if this input pose is actually Yeah, I don't think it is doing. I don't think the base pose is the base pose. I don't think the input pose is the. It should be the base pose, no? There is blend pose. So I need to have one animation standing still, probably. I think I need one animation standing still, otherwise it doesn't know which pose is which. I mean, what is the base pose? It doesn't have a base pose. Or I use a pose that I import from an animation. So I take my, but I don't know if that works. Where is it? Under things, signs. Can I drop this there? I cannot. So I cannot read an animation sequence. In theory I should be able to read convert animation from state. No, but this is not the way. I think I'm doing it wrong. I mean, I think that we need a pose, but the base pose, I think it needs to start from. I mean, this input pose, I think needs to come from an animation. And at the moment, we don't have a default, right? So I think I need to create. I think we had a blend to the blend. Wait, I think we had the what? We had the blend space 2D, but or a pose asset. Pose asset can be blended by weighted curves. Yes, and you select an animation, right? So I think we need an animation which is actually standing still. At the moment, our animation is not standing still, right? I think that this one in theory should be placed here. Yeah, you see, this becomes our source pose. So with this, that I have a pose, then I can then manipulate the pose by changing bones. But still, I don't see it. Source animation. But it's not. Probably not, huh? Okay, let's Google it as I think is easier. So we do Unreal, and we say transform bone. What was the name of that thingy? Was transform modify bone. Transform modify bone. So we just need that transform modify bone in animation blueprint. I mean, the other thing that we can do, you know what we can do, which is probably easier. I think it moved. I think you know what we can do that is probably easier. So we actually create the animation that is actually just opening the mouth. And then we interpolate that based on time and speed. And I think that's so much easier. Instead of trying to move the bones ourselves, right? I think I can have this. So the open and the close, and that will be our animation asset. And then we can And then we can speed it up and reduce that. The only difference is that I will not be able to open them out more or less, right? I cannot do just a small opening. It will always be the same, right? Which is what I was trying to do, but let me see 1 second here. I think we need the base pose to be exported though. I think we needed the base pose. I mean, fine. It is telling you how to do it, you know. How to do it with a static value, right? So that you can basically change. But this is not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for was. Yeah, you see that it's starting from an idle animation. I don't know why that picture is not here. I see it. idle, like, so this is a sequence player. It goes to local component, it goes to local pose. But why I cannot choose this, right? This sequence player. So I need to have sequence player then here. Wait, sequence player. So you have to say sequence player and then give what? The animation sequence. Okay, so this is the way you do it. So basically the animation, so through a sequence player you play a specific animation. Now I don't know if this is really changing anything, but in theory it should. We can try to go with a crazy number and see what happens. Basically nothing. Basically nothing. So we modify, because you see it's saying that this node, that's a bit weird though. Let me disconnect it 1 second and just put a value here, like 100, okay, or 90, which is a good angle number, right? It's not caring at all. It's saying no component to modify selected. What do you mean no component? I selected the bone lower lip. What do you mean no component? Or I have to say on update, on initial update, translation. Wait. So I think we have the sequence now, but why is saying, because you see here is just modifying this, right? Translation pin, translation mode add to existing. Translation mode ignore. Rotation. No, wait. Rotation mode replace existing. It works now. Okay, replace existing. So, you see, it is doing it with a random value. So it's like ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. It is doing it with a random value. I just don't understand why. 90 0 90 0. Replace existing. So it means that one had a rotation, eh? I mean, here this thing had a rotation already. Which I don't know what is it, but it seems to be 0 0 0. I don't know, but It looks like this thing probably add, you know, because if I say 0, it goes like stupidly wrong. If I say 20, it's becoming a bit better. If I do 40, if I do 90, if I do 180, yeah, exactly, you see. So it seems the original value is, I don't know what is the original value actually, but it's probably 190 or 200 or something. Yeah. Maybe 200, but I don't know why we have this. Maybe I should click on again on, but it's fine. I don't care. I can just set it to 200. And so basically our rotation, so our thing should be, so our rotation should be 200, right? 200 plus minus this random float multiplied by 15, something like that, right? The only problem is that this thing is done constantly, right? You see? So this is done at every frame. He has a rotation in pose mode, huh? The bone. Yeah, but where do I see that angle? Because here, pose mode. Pose mode. Pose mode. X. How do I see this value though? Because it's X rotation for sure, eh? Right? Is this value, but okay, anyway. I mean, we don't care too much. Can I see the graph or not? Maybe not in timeline, graph editor. X, yeah, okay, it should be somewhere here, I don't know. Seems to be 0 though, you see that is at 0 level. Is at 0, eh? So the rotation goes between 0 and I don't know why. I don't know what is this value, but anyway. Select the item tab. Ah, I was in view. Ah, fuck. Okay. Rotation 0998. 0.020. Rotation X004. Rotation 0.020. Yeah, but then I don't know how to translate the 020 into 08 3. Ah, it's in radians, I think. No, it's not even in radians. I don't know what kind of unit of measure is it. Because up to here is like 07. This is 5. And I cannot go more because my screen is like, I don't know, it is 600. I don't know, it went completely crazy. It went completely crazy. Okay, now it's a bit more normal. So there is 0. I don't know why it goes that crazy value. It goes 26, 30, 86. What is it? Completely stupid. -5, -6. It seems that the movement with the mouse is glitched or something. Or maybe it's incremental, I don't know. -100. Bah. Okay, anywhere we don't care. It's 200 in Unreal, and that's fine. I mean, we don't really care. As long as it looks fine, you know. Blah 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 blah. I think that if this one is 200, is pretty much correct, right? So here we are override. You see that we can override a specific bone. Now, the problem is that we cannot override like this, right? Because if we just override the value, it will be super stupid, right? So we need to or lerp it slowly, or we need to make it additive and then at a certain threshold just invert the direction, you know, something like that. But I think we can find maybe an example that is doing this. I'm confident we can find an example that is doing exactly what we need. I'm confident we can. How can we call it? We can call it transform bone animation blueprint random movement. I'm pretty convinced that we can find someone that did it already. No. I mean, in theory, it's the mouth animation. I can say maybe random mouth animation, you know, because I think that is probably the only place where you can do it this way. Set rotation by name, transfer bone, local input. The problem is that probably these people are using, you know, real facial animation software, and he's probably, yeah, you see like this guy has probably 1000 parameters. I mean, in my case it would be super simple. I just need to put in a value that is just blended in slowly, and then we will create a pose which is just standing still, right? You can view the rotation as URL angle and quaternion tab in the rotation tab. Okay, we just when moving the mouse was looking very, very weird. Controlling the for example, here you can, you know, obviously if I put in an input axis, right, that is kind of easy because actually is managed by my mouse. So with my mouse I could open and close the mouth, right, and it's okay. But in our case we want it now these guys are discussing something else. These guys are discussing something completely different. I think probably the easiest solution is just not to do this, but it's just to use this animation, maybe 2 or 3 different animation, one that is opening more, one that is opening less, and then randomize between the animations. So that was looking weird because you are editing quaternions in I see. In the rotation tab, change. In the rotation tab, change quaternion to Euler something. I have Euler XYZ. Okay. It is definitely better. Why our Y was so weird? 0.0000. There is 0, there is 180. Okay, now is much better, yes. Yeah, you say there is another one of the settings. I mean, why the default should be quaternions instead of Euler, I don't know. Sometimes settings so we have to decide how to do it. I can just open and close. I can create like 2 or 3 animation and then just randomly cycle between them, and so it will look okay. I think at the end it will look okay if I create like 3 different ones and we just cycle. There could be a way, and that I will do it directly in the character blueprint, right? Not in the animation blueprint. I will do it in the character blueprint. Also because, you know, what is the problem if I do it here? If I do it here, this thing will always move, right? Will not move when we want, right? Will not move when we want. So even if it's a great idea, I mean, if it's a nice idea, because we say, oh, we can manipulate the bones as we want, at the end in here we don't have any control. In here we don't have any control, actually. So I think probably we should not do it this way. Because even if I manage to have it randomized, this thing will always speak. Right? Will always blah 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 continuously. While what we want to do, we want to have her speak only sometimes. And so this means that this thing becomes this thing becomes an animation blueprint, like I think it should be. So under blueprints, we create a new actor, because it should just be an actor. I don't think there should be anything more complex than that. And then inside of this, we will have a skeletal mesh. And the skeletal mesh will be our Xiosia thingy. Here. And then I don't think we will use any animation blueprint or anything. We will be very simple. So, but we will have an animation montage with different sequences. And I think that we will just play, we will just have a loop, you know, we will just have a, well, not a loop, we will have actually a specific function. We will have a new event, you know, that we will call it so we'll have a custom event, we will call it like speak, right? We call it like speak, and here and here we will do the play montage, right? Now the problem is that we have to decide if we want to do this multiplayer or single player. We have to decide if we do it multiplayer or single player, because that's a big difference, huh? If I mean, like, yeah, that's a big decision. Because when I am in my dungeon, in my labyrinth thingy, let me think about this, because I think this is an important decision. It is an important decision, boys. So I think the idea, the idea I have was to have like 3 different points in that dungeon. To have 3 different points in this dungeon. And maybe one is really at the beginning. Maybe one is really here, you know. Is really here. Yeah, I think the first one should be really, really at the beginning. As soon as you join. I can leave you some time to look here at the bag, at the skeleton, at whatever. But then at the mushroom, if you want to look at the mushroom, you can look at the mushroom. But I think the best would be if it was facing you, right? So like here is, you just see it straight in your face, because if it's not straight in your face, like if I put it like here on the side, I think it would be a bit annoying to just go here and look at it. Yeah, I think it should be here. Yeah, here is perfect. At the first junction, so exactly here, there will be the face. Exactly here. So now the question is, if another player enters, right? And he enters like 10 seconds after this player. If we go multiplayer, then this guy will see the face starting to speak and will hear the sound and everything at the proper time. The other guy will arrive and maybe this thing already finished speaking, right? And I think will look pretty bad. I mean, it will be very unplayable, right? And considering it's a completely magical thing, I think I'm fine that he appears only for the specific player. So I would probably not do it multiplayer. So you may see someone like this in front of the face, but you don't see the face. And you are wondering what this guy is seeing. But actually it's like a vision, right? It's like a vision. It's like a vision. So I suggest we don't do it multiplayer. And it's specific for each. I don't know how big it should be, but I think it should be fairly big. Yeah, I think it should be like this. Yeah, I think it will be as big as this. So this will be in the first junction, which means I think it would be good if he's always at the major junction, right? This is Diablo 4 music, boys. Hello, Hello. Hey man, wanted to ask you how many years it took you before to learn all this stuff and it was hard for you. Let's say that you learn stuff, but then it changes, so you have to relearn it. And also, I don't have a lot of... I'm not the person with a good memory. So I tend to forget and I have to relearn. Like, for example, what we were doing before in Blender, I think I did it on like at least 13 characters where I you know painted the weight and created the bone, the armature, exported it. But it was like 3 years ago or so, and so I completely forgot about it. Maybe 2 years ago we did some animals, but yeah, I had to basically... So yeah, it takes a lot. I mean, I think the problem is if you really want to do so many different things, right? Usually in a normal company, it doesn't happen that someone is doing what I'm doing, right? So it is impossible. So you will never have someone that starts to do a bit of 3D animation, and then it does programming, and then it does, you know, visual scripting, and then it does, I mean, it's impossible. So one person does one thing or two, but so I think that one of the challenges depends a lot if you are developing alone, if you're like a solo developer, or if you are in a team, right? So if you're in a team, I would say you should specialize on some stuff, and the rest will be done by your team. Now, I think here we will have a problem of lights, and I want this light to be very good, right? So I want to have a very inspirational light. And the problem is that the wall is not, but I can change it. I can make the wall flat. It's not a problem. I can change this wall whenever I want. I can make the wall flat, and if this thing is floating a bit, I think I don't care. But the problem here will be the light, because in this area, well, we have those two lights. These are all static lights, huh? These are all static lights. I don't know if you also want to have a particle of some kind, but we actually have Exiosia particle. We have a particle exactly of this god. I'm pretty sure we do. Yes, it's this one. Now, I don't know why I cannot see it, but because we have real time off. GG. Maybe it is a bit too much. It's a bit too much. I can put it behind the mouth, so when she's speaking, the particles are coming out, you know, like that would be fantastic, but I don't know, maybe a bit too much. But yeah, basically in this, right, we need to have a play montage, yes, and the play montage, I think it should be a standard play montage. I don't think we need to use a PS montage, because we also have our own montage thingy, and we have it because it's multiplayer, it allows more control and stuff, but I don't think we need that. So I think that we can go with the standard montage, and I mean, if I want, I could in theory make the animation long enough, you know, to be... Thanks for the answer, no problem. But I think that it depends what you want to learn, right? So depending on what you want to learn, it may take you different years. I mean, it really depends what you want to do. I think I have a picture that I created some time ago that it says, I want to be a game dev, right? Someone was asking me, oh, I want to be a game developer. I said, okay, you want to be a game developer, but I want to be a game dev, right? This picture. I think I remember it was better than this. But anyway, so yeah, if you want to be a game dev, there are so many different things that you have to consider, right? So if your game is single player or multiplayer, so this is already making so much difference in what you need to learn. If it's a 2D game or a 3D game, there is also making so much difference in what you want, in what you need to learn. Or if you want to, and then where you have to release it, because if you have to release it like on PlayStation, It's completely different things, you know, different environment, different whatever. So, and then yes, if you are a dev doing alone or with a team, and if you want to become a specialist or a generalist, and so, and then if you want to be server side or client side, which is another thing. So basically, if you answer all these questions, right? If you answer all these questions, then I can tell you what you need to learn. But until you answer all these questions, it's impossible for me to tell you, oh, go and do this, read this manual, do that, try this example, because it's so different. And I think I should add there also a bit of the type of game, because 2D, 3D is probably not enough. I think there is way more than just, you know, if it's a puzzle game or if it's an FPS, I think it makes a lot of difference. So I think we have our Xiosia montage now. In theory we can loop it. I don't remember how to do it, but there is how was the looping? He was inside yes, you can pick the same, exactly. So this way is looping continuously, right? If we want, like this, every time we play this montage is looping indefinitely, right? So when we say speak and play montage, this thing is playing forever, right? And in theory, if you want to do 1 second begin play speak, right, this thing will speak forever. Which is not what we want, but you know, we should have a speak and stop speak maybe, and we can save this montage. We can have you know, a stop speaking, and we can stop all montages, and that's it. We can call it silence. No, stop speaking. Speaking. And I think there is something like stop all montages, if I remember right. No? No? Montage stop. Okay. I think you should do that. I know, stop montage is only in animation blueprint. Wait. There was notify name. I did this already, but I just don't remember. But I did this already. It's strange with montage. I cannot. I remember there was a stop all montages. I'm pretty sure. I want to do a multiplayer 3D game. Okay, multiplayer 3D game, FPS RPG, and you will find a team. Multiplayer 3D. Multiplayer 3D, and we find a team. So you need to understand inside that team who you want to be, because you know, a team. Let me go to our website, right? I mean, this is a very, 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 very old, very old, but I think it's still kind of relevant, right? Still kind of, yeah, I think it's still relevant. I think I will copy into my, I want to be a game dev. Why not? Why not? Advancing the discussion. So these, I guess, are the These, I guess, are the main questions, right? But then, so these are the questions to answer to say, what is your game, right? And yeah, so this is how your game, single player, multiplayer, 3D, 2D, and the platform, right? And the platform. There is already a good start, right? To know this. But then obviously there is like at least the genre, you know. So which is, yes, if it's an FPS, if it's a real-time strategy, if it's an RTS, let's say FPS, RTS, puzzle game, or whatever, you know, it can be even just an educational, right? So it can be an educational thing, it can be whatever. So at least the genre you really need. And then I think that the other big one, you know, is the target. Because you may target, so yeah, so the target audience I think is important, and also the distribution method. But anyway, distribution method, I think, like if you are on Steam, on Epic, you know, you do it yourself or whatever. But I think the target audience is important. So if you are trying to reach a niche of players, so you're trying to make a game that is played only by specialized people, like you do a simulator of, I don't know, dripping sauce, because I don't know, there's people crazy about the sauce is dripping and you want to understand you know, all the physics of it. Or if it's more of a, you know, general thing. So if it's a, I don't know, this target audience, I have to think about it more. Probably not. But anyway, after you do this, you really need to understand if you are deving alone or if you are in a team. And I would say that when you are in a team, then this picture applies, right? Because, and it doesn't probably even, you know, include everything, right? But what I had here, web development, databases, I don't know exactly what is this, just forget it for a second. But we're more the skills, right? But yeah, the point is that then, you know, you can be the project leader, right? You can be the project leader, and the project leader usually needs more of a program management, project management kind of skills than really the technical skills. Or you can be, you know, in the engine area. And in the engine area, you know, you have network, server, client, database. I don't know why I don't have database here. I think it's a mess, probably inside server. I mean, server has server and database, right? But there are obviously database skills here that you may need. And yeah. How do I feel it? Ah. Oh. Right. And so database knowledge, which is anyway need. So what I'm saying is that you cannot do all of this, right? I mean, I'm doing it a bit, but I'm doing it as a hobby, and my game is never coming out, you know. Well, actually, it is released, but I mean, it took me forever. Okay, so it's just to tell you that then there is the graphic side, you know. So you have like 3D stuff, and then 3D is insane. I mean, only 3D is a universe, right? Is a universe, because 3D has, you know, texturing and animation and rigging and weighting and modeling and sculpting and whatever. So inside of this there is so much, and then concept art, and then maybe there is some web development that you need to do because you need your website to be nice. And then there is public relations, so recruitment, press. I mean, the public relation with the press, sending the kids, and telling them what to publish. And then there is the whole, you know, game setting, right? We call it setting, but basically you can call it lore or background stories, right? And so you need all of that. So someone needs to create a background story. Someone needs to create the quest or the world build and all the dialogues. And here there is much more, right? Because here, for example, we didn't do it, but we don't have it there. But here there is all the NPC dialogues and NPC, so all the character creation, right? All the characters. I think it's inside world build, right? But there is a lot of dialogues, right? And text in general you're going to create. I mean, through books, through whatever, depending. And then there is speech, and then there is speech voiceover, and then there is the rule side. So all the game mechanics, right? All the game mechanics, whatever they are, can be combat, can be magic, can be character progression, can be advancement, can be, you know, and then sound, and then there is testing, and then maybe there is people that are running the game in the game, right? And it is just a small view of what actually exists in a real company, because it is excluding all the financial side, right? There is no CFO, there is no technical, there is no CTO for the infrastructure, you know, managing basically so here we miss a very big block, which is all the infrastructure. I don't know why I don't have it. There is just development, right? This is just development. But in reality, at least the infrastructure is absolutely mandatory. Is something that I do, right? I do. And then there is legal, right? So if you think to the stuff that I do, is really insane, by the way. It's really insane. If you think about it, you put it all together, and the fact that I do it in my spare time sometimes, like in the evening with you, I mean, and this thing is actually up and running is insane. It's absolutely insane. So here you have at least a bit of legal, because without legal you cannot do anything. So you need to understand, you know, do you have copyright of anything? What do you mean it cannot be inserted into Paint? What do you mean? I'm just copy pasting stuff. What is your problem? Okay. Yeah, because I need a bit more space, so I'm trying to make this one smaller. Right? You may say, why are you spending time doing all of this at the moment? Well, because in theory is a question that they ask me a lot, and I would like to have a good answer. And I did it a few times, but I never did it fully like I'm doing it now, and so I'm gonna do it now. Because I want to have a good answer, because people are coming to the stream sometime asking me the questions, and I think it's a good idea to have a good answer to that. So here you need, I don't know how to fix that. I think I will have to redo it in good quality graphics. I need to do it in PowerPoint again, but we will live with this patchwork. I think the minimum that you need here is the bare minimum you need is legal and infrastructure, right? You need legal, and you need it. No, we are fucked. Okay, we will do for now. So you need legal, you need infrastructure. So legal is, you know, to understand at least how to protect your copyright, right? So how do you protect the copyright of your game, right? Yeah, you cannot just say, oh, I developed my game and fuck it, and my copyright is whatever. I mean, it's mine, and since it's mine, then it's fine, right? And then infrastructure, because infrastructure you need stuff, right? You need servers. I mean, yes, you can go all cloud. You can say, oh, but I do everything on the cloud. I rent, so okay, but then you have to rent servers. So you need depending on the platform you want to release, you may need a Linux machine, a Mac machine. You need a test server, a production server. You may need a website just to manage internally, you know. So here, for example, we have a bunch of stuff, right? So here we have test machines by platform, right? Test machine by platform. In particular, we have one Mac, one Linux, one Windows, and then you have internal websites, right? So internal websites usually is stuff that you don't want to make public, but you want your team to work on, right? You want your team to work on and to see, right? So for example, we have a few. And then you may have internal websites that are dedicated, for example, to, like we have, I don't know if it's still up, but web console. Yeah, it's still up. So we have our web console, for example, here. I don't know what I'm logging into, so I have no idea which is my... No. Okay. So for example, we developed this website, you know, where we can search for any NPC in the game, and we can view all the information of the NPC in the game, where it's located, all this information. We can even change it, so that we can actually basically edit the database in an easier way, right? I don't know. We have all the items. Every item has all these characteristics and all of that. So this is what I say, like internal web stuff, and yeah. And then let's say here in public relations, I think you also have your Patreon thing, is your Instagram, your Facebook, your whatever you have, right? So all the socials. So here I think that when I did this picture, probably socials were not even existing. Or anyway, they were very, very in the early stages, right? But in reality here you have for sure all the social media management. I mean, I don't want to scare you, right? Because you can say, oh, I just want to make a small game. I mean, if you just want to make a small game, I think it would be very easy. And you can avoid all of this. But if you want to make a game for real, right? Or with Unreal, but if you want to make a game for real, I think that making a game means at least, I mean, if not all of this, it means a lot of this, right? So there is a social media management, right? Social media management. And this one also is kind of a job in the job, because social media management, I mean, you need to post videos, you need to post news, you need to, you know, make your community happy, and editing videos, they can take like 10 years, yeah. But, you know, and legal, let's say legal is really mostly copyrights. I mean, who owns your assets, right? So who owns your asset, and how do you manage the... So let's say copyrights and agreements in general. So for example, if someone wants to give me an asset, you know, whatever it is, right? he has to give me the rights for it, right? So you need to have a document that you ask them to sign, where they give you the rights, right? You may need to have an NDA documents, and so these are like member agreements. These are maybe NDA, member agreements, copyrights, and all of that. Now, if you ask me, okay, but I need to do a very... So you said, what did you say? You said multiplayer 3D game, FPS. Okay. So, I mean, it doesn't tell me a lot yet, but because I don't know exactly how big you wanted to make it. But I think that at the minimum, right? At the minimum, you need the project leader, because otherwise you cannot even move. You need, if it's a multiplayer, we obviously need someone server side. You need someone data. Well, database depends, but 99.9%, they say 99% yes, right? Because you need to store the data of your multiplayer, the results, the leaderboards, and all of that. You need someone to work on the client side, meaning all the UI stuff, right? Networking, maybe you don't need it, because maybe the engine is doing it for you, right? If you take Unreal Engine, is doing it for you. Maybe you need a website, so someone should do a web, so you need a website. You need concept art, you need 3D. You may say fuck the press, but at least, I mean, you need to recruit people, right? You may say fuck the press, and you just do some social media. You may say fuck my legal, but it's very risky. I mean, if you don't do this, it may be a problem. You can say fuck the infrastructure. Every developer is working on his own machine, and we send emails, right? Or we use GitHub. Okay, we use GitHub, and so fuck we don't have any machines, right? Every developer is working on his own machine. Okay, fine. But you need setting, you need background, you need, I don't know the rules of your game. If you don't have magic, I don't know. But anyway, you need some rules and you need some sounds, right? Maybe you don't need speech, but sound and music you need. And sound and music is 2 people. I mean, you cannot find a guy that does both usually. So, at the minimum, you know, so what is the minimum view? The minimum view is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people. 12 people is the minimum. Otherwise, you don't even move to make a game. I mean, a multiplayer 3D game. Now, if you ask me, okay, is a mobile, you know, is a mobile puzzle game? Okay, mobile puzzle game, then maybe you can screw all of this, right? Mobile puzzle game, you can do it by yourself. But yeah, but thank you for the question. Yeah, I think I will rework this picture and make it better. I mean, the other way is to, you know, if I don't know if you ever seen it, but I mean, if you ever really waited, but I do all the time, you know. Diablo 4 credits, right? Diablo 4 credits. I don't know if you do this thing. I mean, if you are ever looking at this, but I really look at it every time I finish a game. So I finish Diablo 4, for example, and every time I finish a game, I spend, you know, like 20 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever it is looking at the credits to just realize how insane these companies are and how game development today became an impossible task for an indie company. Then it's not true, because maybe you take like Valheim, if you remember Valheim, right? And I mean, it was like 5 guys, but they did it very smart, right? So I think it's possible also to do it small. But if you have to say, oh, I want to compete with Diablo 4, I mean, I want to do a game that is a real game. This video is 37 minutes, right? This video is 37 minutes. So you have different names here for 37 minutes. So, okay, it includes, you know, like the press people. They maybe are working on multiple games, not only Diablo 4. So it's like half of Blizzard. Yes, possible. But if you look at the ones that are, no, so for example, they have a design supervisor, in-game cinematics. So they have one guy that is not doing the job, is supervising only the in-game cinematics. And in-game cinematics in Diablo 4, okay, there are quite a bit, but you know, there's one guy only doing that. And then there is one guy that is the DFX supervisor. So this one is supervising only the effects inside the game cinematics, right? And these are manager people. I mean, this is people that you pay a lot every year, right? So it's high wage people. Then you have a lighting supervisor, camera designer. You have 2 designers only for understanding how the camera will move in the game. Cinematics layout, associate art, okay, lead character art. Okay, these guys probably are one really doing the job. Two lead character artists, and then you have character art. So these are all the people that worked on character in the game, right? How many? 20 people. Okay, nice. 20 people only to design which character we will have. Then you have a lead concept artist. You have like 10 concept artists. You have an art director for the environments. You have an associate art director for the environment, 2 people. A lead exterior artist. Okay, this guy is only thinking about the outside, the outdoor stuff. Then these are all the people working on exterior. So these are the people doing the real job, by the way. These are people doing the real work. Like 30 people for outside modeling, right? These are dungeon artists, 10 people. These are people creating props. There is a lead for the props, and then there is people creating props, 15 people. Then there is a lighting. Lighting is a mess in the game. So you have like 10 people for lighting, 1 manager, 1 lead director, 1 associate, and such. Then animation, then characters. So we are at 1.5 minutes out of 37. Do you believe that? It's insane. It's absolutely insane. It's insane. Okay, then there is all the outsourcing. Outsourcing is all the work that is basically to procure stuff that is not done at Blizzard directly. And then you have technical artists for the characters, lead technical artists for the characters. And then what do you have? UI artists, right? So which in my box is inside, where do I have it? I don't even have it. I don't even have UI. It's basically here, is inside client, right? I think I need a UI box because UI is super important, not just important. So under client, you definitely have UI design. UI design is so tough. I don't know. I don't know really how to do it well. Right? UI design. And I mean, I can skip, right? We cannot stay here 37 minutes, but I can skip. Then there is all the design people. These are the people designing the mechanics of the game, right? So how the game actually works. And then you have classes. And so you have a lead class designer, lead dungeon designer again. And then you have narrative designers, writers, people writing books, people writing dialogues. And then you have whatever, lead shop, someone designing the shop, right? Because you have to sell stuff. And so all your merchandising, all your in-game items, more UI designers, more world designers. I'm skipping forward. Online engineers, like look at how many people, like 15 online engineers. These are the networking people, right? Networking and online, And in game what? I cannot read it. This quality is super bad in this video, by the way. Ah, okay, because I had the wrong quality selected. Okay, this is game producer, so game producer is obviously different people. And then sound design, right? Sound design, music. Look at how many people only for sound design. Like 12 people for sound design. And then music, and then support, and then additional development, additional art. These are all people that are probably contractors that you just hire sometimes, you know. Additional design, additional engineering, additional sound design, and then marketing. Marketing is a big thing because without marketing, no one will play your game. You can make a game, but then no one will play it. Looking at this, it makes me want to make a Diablo game by myself. Yes, exactly. And then you have the communication team, the PR team, the marketing creative team, the product management people, and I skip the quality assurance. So all the testing is insane, right? We have it here under testing. The testing is insane. Without testing, you don't do anything. Your game will not work. Test lead, the test manager, test analyst, and all the infrastructure for it, right? These are the people that play the game basically, but look at how many they are. And then quality, software quality engineers, project manager, executive teams, general manager, technology development, then bottleneck, then data platform, then design again. We are at 7 minutes out of 37, right? I can skip forward, but I tell you, I looked it all and is insane. Communication team, core technology, right, and production and customer service. And yeah, obviously then you also need a customer service, which obviously I didn't mention here. But you know, at a certain point when your game is live, you will get bugs, you will get customer requests, you know, and probably is inside web, but it's not really, right? So it's all the customer support that here is missing. But and then obviously finance, you need someone from finance that is telling you if you're doing the things right, administration, and human resources. Okay, maybe you cannot have like 40 people in human resources, but that's fine. Operation managers, global IT, all your data center, cloud management, network engineers, and your PMO and your whatever community team. Then maybe you want to have regionals. I don't know, maybe that's too much. Okay, I think from here down is only for super large games, right? For super large games, because you will not have localization in 3,000 languages like they do. Look at the legal team. 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 This is to comply to the crazy rules that we European invent every time, like your privacy rule, your NDA rules, your data privacy, your data distribution rules, your whatever. I know what is your age, and so I have to declare it to God and say that I would never use it for anything. Risk management, if the game goes to shit, right? Quality software, and more 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 forever, for freaking forever, for 37 minutes, for 37 freaking minutes, 2,000 people. At the end, BSD license, that was nice. BSD license. They used some open source software. Basic library functions, just-in-time compilation support, Google Protobuf, and LZ4 library. They use some open source stuff. Free type, PT serif, so some fonts. Oh my god. This guy asked to put the wall license. 2007. They have to put the wall license. There is the wall license here. Oh my god. And so on and so on and so on. Okay, and then this is just the... Ah, they use libcurl as well. Libcurl, meat license. Speed 3, they use speed 3. Interesting. But anyway, I mean... Yeah, I mean, obviously... I mean... I don't know what to say, but you get the point, right? Making a game is a mess. Making a game is a mess. Now, obviously, that is making Diablo 4, okay? That is making Diablo 4, which is the biggest game of this year. So it's not that we need to do that, right? But just to give you a sense that don't think you can make a game that is big. You cannot make a game that is big. But you and a team can do it. You and a team can do it. Why don't I have stop montage here? I don't understand. Play montage, stop montage. What? It's not popping up because I'm in the wrong place or what? Stop animation montage. We stopped, was it currently up? Yeah, why I don't see it? Why don't I have stop animation montage? Huh. And now it appears magically. Okay, anyway. It magically appeared. Because I need, okay, because I need the car. Well, this is, because it works only for characters. Ay, 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 ay. Because we derived from actor, boys. Ay, 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 ay. We derived from actor. So we need to change it. Can we change it on the fly? We can try. We can try. But I don't know if we can. Okay, it did it. It did it. Without the blink of an eye. Yeah, it's this one. Without a blink of an eye. Should I link the... Anyway, stop montage, we stop all the montages, right? So in theory we can trigger this thing, right? So as soon as I put this thing into the world, in theory should... Why is not doing it? That's very strange though. You should do it, right? Maybe here we are not really begin play, yeah? That's the point. The point is that if I save it now, I'm going to fuck up a few things, but I think anyway, it's fine, we can fuck it up. We can fuck it up. Can I connect with my client to the server and see that? Let's try. Thanks, man. I didn't know it was too hard. Well, I mean, there are obviously different levels, right? Maybe I can develop, you know, a better information with different layers. But let's say I think I can develop a picture that is telling you what are the minimum layers you need of this, right? Because I think there should be a minimum, right? And but I think that, you know, pretty much all these boxes are something you can touch. We can take developer as an example, right? So developer is making a game, and so the question is to you, developer, which one of these boxes you need? Which one of these boxes you need for your game? Because okay, project leader is you, right? Project leader is you. Engine is you, including server and client. And here is already a bit of a mess because I don't know if you can design UI. Probably not, if you are a developer. So here you're already missing a piece. Who is doing the graphics? You. We need to go here. Do we see the face? Aha, we see the face. He's not speaking though. Why is not speaking? Why is not speaking if I have begin play everything? I think here the light will make so much difference. As you can see, between this light, you know, between this light and the Unreal Engine light, which is much clearer. Did I close it? Right? There is kind of a difference, huh? But I think there is so much difference only because of the light. Because here the tones are because here I think there is a good light coming from the top, and so the shadows, like the shadow of the eyes, are stronger. And also the light is white, and I think it's not killing the colors, like it's not killing the green. While my torch, unfortunately, does not have a white light, it has a red light, and the red light is killing the colors a lot, right? So that's probably why. The only thing I don't understand is why it's not speaking. Blah, 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 blah. Why is not speaking? Also, why is not speaking? Because I did... So I said... begin play speak, right? In speak is play montage, animation montage. And well, I didn't say start section though, but start section is default, so there is default. Maybe we can rename it. I can say default. Do you think it would change anything? I don't think so. Why is not playing this? Maybe he's playing it only once, he's not really looping. Maybe he's not looping. Do I need to make it an interactable? There could be a way, yeah? Because at the moment, you know, this object is just a static actor, but what I will need a trigger on the ground, because we need to decide how to trigger it, huh? But I think the best, you know what is the best? The best is I put a giant trigger here that the player cannot miss. And as soon as you enter into this trigger, we trigger this. The problem is that I will have to make it appear. And I will have to make it. Yeah, I don't understand why this is not. I mean, I can go skeletal mesh. I can say use animation blueprint. I mean, I can say use animation asset, and obviously now it will speak, right? Because if I do this, I'm basically forcing, right? I'm basically forcing it to speak with an animation which is continuous, but it's not using my blueprint at the moment, which is kind of annoying. I don't understand why it's not using my... because I didn't save it. Wait a second. Let me remove the... Let me remove the animation blueprint. This montage was not saved. This montage was not saved, boys. My weakness is 3D art, but improvising it. I'm actually good with the eye. Yeah, but okay. So you say graphics you cannot do, but 3D art is kind of a problem. So who is doing the public relation? Who is doing legal? Who is doing the setting? Who is doing the rules? Who is doing the sounds? Who is doing the testing? You need to plan all of this, man. Otherwise you will never make it. I mean, the answer can be you all everywhere, right? But the point is that you need to plan. You need to know that you have to do it. Bro, it's not speaking. Even with the saved montage, it's not speaking. Do we want to have particles in the eyes? I think we will. Do we want to have two lights, two gems in the eyes? I think we need it, huh? We need the two small particles. I think we have a lot of particles. Yeah, I can modify maybe this one, you know. I can modify the Xiosa particle and... because this one is really crazy, but I can make another one which is just... This one is too crazy, right? But I can create something... I can create something for the eyes. I think I can. I think I can create something for the eyes. think I can create something for the eyes. I need to think about it, but definitely I would like to have some. Hello, alien. Hey, thank you for the follow and welcome. Welcome, welcome. Crystal. Hello, Lucas Go. Lucas Go. Hello, 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 hello. Your game is awesome. What do you mean? You actually tried it, or you just trust me, or are you just trusting me? Just because I'm a programming tiger, and you know that programming tigers are usually very good at I'm making video games. Yeah, I'm trying to reuse something that we have already. Obviously. Wow, this one is insane. Holy shit. There's GPU sprites. I like this one as well. I mean, it's a bit toxic, right? So like the green is a bit of a toxic green, but it's not bad, huh? But I think I would see it more as a nice, nice sparkling things going up, right? Like really. I'm searching one spell that has it because. No, I only view you. Yeah, you can try my game. You should. I don't know if I want to use these GPU sparks, which is probably is a good idea. Let me close the game meanwhile, because anyway, at the moment it's not speaking. Doesn't speak at all. The game is made all in Blueprint or is used C++? Is both. We use Blueprints for mainly the client side, meaning the UI, like this UI. It's pretty much all, managed in Blueprints, at least from the client side. And context menus, like if I click on myself, context menus and things like that, and chat, and but someone said hello. Hi. And things like that, but we have a significant server-side C++ stuff. Significant, like 200,000 lines of code or so. So it's pretty big. It's pretty big, and it's going to be even bigger in the future. But yes, we have all these classes, as you can see, bulk objects, all of this, and client not too much, and networking, and NPC, and server, and stuff, right? And tools and utils, and yeah. Yeah. Well, the game is managing a lot of stuff, so that's why. The game is managing many different things, so that is why. This is why. Pum 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 pum. Yeah, like these sprites, right? What is the dust? Ah, this is the dust. I mean, we will have to work on it, but the point is that we may use something as simple as this, just making it smaller. And this is not even GPU sprites, this is normal sprites. So let me try 1 second to go here. We try to modify. I know I have to go, but it's fine. Xiosia eyes. Xiosia eyes. So if I take this and I basically remove everything. We may keep the light, by the way. And then we change significance, because this one is coming out as a cylinder, right? Ah, by the way, I didn't mention particles in the list. Particles is another part of your thingy, and usually it of your graphics, and usually requires different and I would say light. Yeah, I have to redo this picture, by the way. Is kind of different today than it was 20 years ago, so I guess. Okay, so this is the cylinder that at the moment is used to actually generate our particles. I think we need. I think that we need that cylinder to be smaller. I don't think we care that. I don't think we care for that cylinder to really. Then we need these things to be a bit less chaotic, right? This orbit at the moment is kind of insane. And this orbit is really too much. Okay. And then we need the attractor, I mean the drag. I think we have a drag, right? We have a drag, but do we have it in points, or do we have it in... I mean, the drag is fine. My only problem is the direction. Maybe we can do it with initial velocity, because I will need I mean, if we do it like the, I mean, obviously then the color, but the color I can change it easily. The color will be greenish. Greenish greener. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-bam. Hello, hi. Let's see what this guy says without knowing that he's live on a stream, huh? Cannot guarantee what this guy is gonna say. Cannot. I cannot. If I go darker, I think if you go darker, it's just not gonna cut it too much. Okay, but let's try to save it a second like this. I mean, it's not. I mean, but anyway. He's still insanely big. Why so big? $30. Okay. Easy. Now, I mean, obviously, like, this is a bit too much. It's too much in terms of size of the particle, and it's too much in terms of speed and everything. Right? What is this minus 3.5? What is that doing? Don't understand. Drag. Wow. Doesn't care. Ah, that's why. We had a constant acceleration of 500. I think still they I don't understand why this initial velocity is so insane. I don't understand if this drag also is doing anything really good or not. It seems he's not dragging enough. I'd like to know if there is a wiki, a Discord, or some way to figure out some mechanic. Sure, we have all that. On the main website, planeshift.it. you have icons at the top left with all the socials. No, top right, sorry, no, top right, sorry. Sorry, top right, not top left. There is a Discord and there is, yeah, unfortunately I'm connected as Talat Dev, but anyway. It's not the best name to have in a game, but in theory I'm not here, you know? For the wiki, you can just Google PlaneShift wiki, but is this guy lost in the Draken plane? Let me see. Let me see where this guy is. If he's lost in the Draken plane, or he's lost in the Labyrinths, or is he already in game. We are loading a lot, so I would assume he's in Idla. I think he's in the main city. Otherwise we would not load so much. Where the hell is he? Ah, it's below the... He's in the... He's below the city. He's below the city in the dungeons. Without a torch, I assume. Can you see anything without a torch in these corridors? Oh my god, it's super dark. I think we need to increase the light a bit in these corridors, boys. Or you need a torch, one of the two. Is this guy going without a torch? Or... Maybe he's using infravision though. He can use it. Ah, he has a torch, he has a torch. You made night and the dungeon is pitch black. I know, my friend. It happens. Game development is not that easy. I don't have a lightning artist. I need a lightning artist and I don't have it. Do we want to have something like this or not? I mean, I wanted this thing to be... Do you think I can rotate it? I can actually rotate it, but I think rotated looks a bit weird. But I did rotate it actually. But I rotated the base and the attractor is always going up, so in reality my rotation didn't really help. I think if we really want him rotated, we have to rotate the attractor. So we have to rotate the speed of this thing. Bah, 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 bah. But anyway, I can improve it. Okay, I can improve it. I just would like I think just because the lifetime is too short. Let me see. Yeah, the lifetime is too short, that's why. If we give it... Oh, wow. Okay, the lifetime was really short. So if I... not completely convinced about this freaking... So... Initial rotation. I don't understand exactly why without rotation, without velocity, is still rotating like a boss, right? Why is still rotating like a boss? Because it's cylinder? No, I understand it's cylinder, but... Cylinder... should not affect... Ah, because it's affecting the velocity, maybe? Ah, because it's affecting the velocity. Okay, we can remove velocity. We can remove velocity. And at this point we have... we have only the constant acceleration. And so we could, for example, drag it on one side. Exactly. We could drag it on one side like this. And now... Ah, look at that. Look at that. This is much better, eh? I think this is what we wanted, no? The problem is that now I need to rotate it 180 degrees. But it will not work because... it will not work because the position is not relative to the... Because unfortunately this constant acceleration is rigged on... no, but there is a way, there is a way, there is a way, because you can say that the... use local space. If you do use local space, now I think the rotation... No? 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 Okay. I was kind of sure it would do it. I was kind of sure that with local rotation, with local, use local space, right? It would use the local space for... very strange. Very strange. The road to Ojaveda is closed. What do you mean? What do you mean? No, it's not closed. It's not closed. If you see a door, try to open it. If you see a gate, if you see a closed gate, with E or right click and use. What do you mean the road to Ojaveda is closed? It's impossible. It's not closed at all. So do I need to have two particles to actually have this thing fly in one direction or the other direction? That would be so stupid. That would be so stupid. I mean, I can also have it like this, but I think it would be 10 times better, you know, if it's going the other direction. I don't understand why I cannot have it go the other direction. I mean, I can duplicate this, but I feel a bit stupid in duplicating this, right? I could duplicate this and go constant acceleration, and instead of 20, minus 20, and then put this guy on this side, but...
Those methods, pure invention, only work in legends and fables.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Nothing is like it should be. I have to go though, guys. It's super late. It's super late. Oh, I cannot like it. If she starts to speak with these particles, I think it would be nice. I mean, obviously unlit is not the way. I don't know about this light, you know, that we need. I don't know if we need a... I mean, I can put a light, right? I can put a light here, which is completely magical, so we don't care. But I think I will not need a point light. I think I will need a spotlight, right? I will need a spotlight. Because we want the spotlight to only, I mean, not to actually illuminate up, but we want the spotlight to only illuminate this face, right? I think the problem is that the light will kill the particle a bit. The light will kill the particle a bit, unfortunately. I mean, we can make the light... We can make the light less strong, but... I mean, good luck having it correct in game, by the way. Good luck. Considering all the mess that we had to do to have the lights decent. But, yeah... Yeah, we never render in a screenshot. I think a screenshot will never render justice to this. You need to see it. You need to see it to make it look nice. What do you mean the Ojaveda road is closed? What is the name of the guy? What is the name of the guy on the Ojaveda exit? Percival? No, Percy something? I think Percival is the one on the south side. Yeah, this is the guy on the winch. What is the name of the other guard? Okay, I can go there. Whatever. Bad choice, my friend. Yeah. Bad choice. But I can fly. What do you mean the road to Ojaveda is closed? The road to Ojaveda is absolutely open. Look at that. This guy, what is the name of this guy? Ah, Nevis. The road to Ojaveda is completely open. What do you mean that it's closed? Bah. Anyway, guys, I need to go, so I will say bye-bye to you, and we will see each other on Saturday afternoon, because tomorrow I'm not here. Oh my god, it's super late. And yeah, I will see you then. I think I will continue to improve the stone labyrinths, adding more stuff. I leave you with this beautiful picture of our god Xiosia, the god of nature, that is looking at you and is saying, "Come to my realm right now." Okay, with that, I think that's all. Bye. Bye. Why is not picking my mouth? Okay, bye. Bye. It's not picking my mouth at all. And my eye is completely fucked. I don't know why. Anyway, goodbye. See you. Play the game. The game, you can download the game. Go to the website, download it and play it. It's actually usable and playable right now.